Today is Tuesday, July 9th, 2019, and I am in front of your mother's job. It's called Content Critical in Carlstadt, New Jersey. And I was just stopping by to drop off some coffee and donuts for your mom because I happen to be in the neighborhood trying to check in on one of my commercial cleaning business clients, and also I am picking up a check from a client at 12:30 today in the Carlstadt area, which is nearby. So I figured I'd buy your mother some coffee and donuts. Wanted to share with you guys that in reference to the cough, I'm noticing that it's more mucusy than anything else. So I'm starting to think what I might have already said, that maybe although the acid reflux is a part of the problem, it's not the problem. I'm going back to my original theory that I had several years ago, which is that it's originating from this area, that it's a mucus problem, an overproduction of mucus, and that the mucus seems to be dripping from this area here into the throat and vocal area, and that's what's causing the cough. I'm starting to also think that maybe part of the problem is a lack of water. I really don't drink water, and I've been saying to myself, what are some good ways for me to break up the mucus? Because what's happening is I have an excess of mucus, and the excess builds up and it drips down into my throat, vocal cord area, which then irritates it, which then causes me to have a coughing attack. And the only thing that I could think of is water, because water breaks up the mucus, it thins it out. And I reminded myself that every time I do drink water, for some reason it does tend to trigger the cough also. And I'm thinking that maybe the reason why is because if I have a buildup of mucus and I drink water and the water thins out that mucus, it then falls into the vocal cord area, throat area, which then triggers the cough. So you might ask yourself, well then what's the point of drinking the water if it triggers the cough? If you drink water on a consistent, regular basis and the mucus is regularly thin instead of building up and becoming thick, then it won't become thin all of a sudden upon drinking water and then fall into your throat. So that's my theory. I'm gonna try it out because I'm pretty sure now that it's not acid reflux. And I'm gonna record your mother's job on the way out so you can see what it is. That's your mother's job. This is the front. Today is Monday, July 15, 2019, and my son has made guacamole.
Can I put action music?
Sure.
I just want to see something.
We're about to try this guacamole.
This isn't important. This isn't teaching me how to make guacamole. I just want to see if I made anything.
Don't put it in.
The things that told me to. Onion, tomato, avocado. That's what I listened to, and that's it. And lemon. And then I added pepper to make it spicy. The liquid's the lemon. It's to add the extra flavor. Can I have a chip?
Actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Try some. It's good. Taste some.
Oh. Hi, pepper. Hi, pepper. Running my tongue. The back of my tongue.
The guacamole's good. Guacamole's good. Any words from you, Master Chef?
It's good. Yeah, it's master. But I feel like right here, like it burns.
The pepper?
Yeah, the pepper.
Any commentary?
We didn't even try it. Like my action music. You're welcome.
Alright, let's grub.
And
Wednesday, July 17, 2019. Mommy's playing video games with Michael.
what you wear, how you act, how you speak, your identity is
We're starting back up.
enacted every day. And so there could be rituals associated with that.
Aquí, ¿dónde yo estoy?
¿No dices que me suba arriba?
Yeah, no, aquí con la ladder.
Speak secret languages.
Ya no me puedo bajar.
So that's like a part of it.
You have to click this button of the car.
All right. Hey kids. Today is Wednesday, August 7th, 2019. And I haven't recorded in a bit because I've just been kind of busy and lost interest in the camera for a bit, but I'm gonna start recording again and I'll tell you why in a second. Real quick though, this is the Rutherford branch of Chase, which is becoming what's called an express branch, meaning that they're minimizing the number of bankers, there's no more tellers, and it's more of a big iPad. But I met a client here, his name is James Olivo, and he was a tough client to get on board. He wanted me to do a whole lot of financial plans for him without having sealed a deal with me, and I had to be forceful and say, can't do any more financial plans with you until you close the business. And you know, my banker thought I was insane, but he wound up doing the business, because sometimes you got to add healthy pressure. But that comes with experience. You don't do it all the time, because then you'll burn the wrong people and lose sales. So, you know, don't start doing that until, you know, you are mature in your sales process. Now, something else I wanted to share with you is that I am working on my final paper for what should be my last class at Harvard, or at least my last formal class. It is the history of Harvard, and basically one of the things that I learned from this class was that journaling was something that people in the 1800s and the 1900s would do a lot of, and that a lot of our understanding of the past is based on history, meaning or these journals I should say, is based on our ability to read these journals and see what people were thinking, why did they do what they did. And it reminded me about this camera that I've been carrying around with me now for almost 2 years or more now, and my recording these videos. This is my version of a written journal that my hope is you kids and future generations of my bloodline will watch these videos and learn about their past. That's why I do it. So I thought I'd share that with you. And then finally, the other update is on the cough. I've reached a conclusion that, and I might have said this to you earlier, but I'm going to say it again, the hiatal hernia may have been a part of what was causing the cough, but it wasn't ultimately the grand cause. I've concluded that the cough is primarily centered in this area, and in particular through the nose and behind the nose and right above where the palate is, over here towards the back, above my tongue if you will. That is where I believe the majority of the challenge exists. What I think is happening is that that part right there above the tongue is what's very sensitive, and in the mornings there's a buildup of mucus from having slept at night, and that mucus post-nasal drips into the area that I'm saying up there, which is sensitive, which causes much of the cough. And then on top of that, certain foods will cause the cough as well, because it might be spicy, it might be something that has some kind of I don't know, different, hold on, this car is not letting me focus, some type of food that has, you know, like, I don't know, a spice or something that irritates that area of the palate. And so I'm working to see, I've been using nasal rinses once in the morning, once at night, and I have noticed that it helps. So yeah, so I'll speak more because I'm clearly mumbling right now. Oh, and by the way, one other thing, now that I'm here at Starbucks, I'm gonna stop taking coffee, and instead I'm gonna do shots of coffee to see if that helps as well. Hey man, you dropped something.
Yeah, thank you.
He didn't drop it, he threw it on the floor like trash. Maybe he'll learn not to pollute now. Disgusting guy. Alright, so I got a espresso blonde shot and I'm about to drink it uber hot because I think it tastes better when it's hot. So what it looks like on the inside. And my theory is that if I drink less coffee, it'll irritate less the palate. Less milk will create less mucus, which also irritates the palate. But the shot will give me the caffeine that I need to wake me up because I need coffee. I have a second one for later in the day, just in case this one doesn't last long. That one has milk, and this lady's looking at me weird because I'm in half her handicap spot. Let me do this quick. Here we go. Salud. Ah. Ah. Well, not the best tasting thing, but again, that's why you take it like a shot, and it's done. Maybe later today I'll find out what it tastes like with milk, but I expect that it'll be more liquid and therefore more sips, which may not be good. Alright guys, it's time for my second shot of coffee because I'm starting to feel a little bit sleepy. It's 4:41. This should last me for the rest of the night. This one has milk in it. But you know what? Haven't coughed at all today. Yeah, no cough attacks. So I'm pretty sure that the coffee had something to do with it. And milk, of course, because that's mucus and shit. And using the nasal rinses is definitely helping. Well, here we go. Salud. Doesn't taste as bad with milk. Let's see how my body reacts. Dear Diary, today is Wednesday, August 7th, 2019. And I remember there used to be a time when I would come home and my kids would run into my arms to say hi. Now they lay in their beds.
I'm reading my summer reading book.
And the other one sits there playing video games instead of coming to say hi to me. At least the dog still pees on himself whenever he sees me, and my wife says hi. Why are you reading in the dark? Yes, it is. Come and eat. I brought special chicken. Ah, buddy. What?
Oh,
Mommy has this thing on her head which looks cute. I'm ready. It's called Boom Boom Chicken.
Okay.
Amazing. Boom Boom Chicken.
The sword cuts through the pitchfork. The sword's still going. Hits him directly. And says goodbye. That's it.
Start from the beginning?
Oh my gosh.
Just for the first... Hey, come on, I'm recording, man.
Let me get more food.
Oh, good grief. Hi, Bella.
Hi, Daddy. This is the bad guy. This is the good guy. His son.
Yeah.
His father.
Alright. Make
Those
it
the
snappy,
sword.
kid.
Okay.
The end. Yep. Hi, Mommy. Hi, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Not me.
SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Daddy's Patrick.
I'm gonna change my clothes. Bella, I gave you 2 simple requests today, and neither one of them are done.
I forgot.
Get them done now.
What?
Nothing. So today I made a statement, guys. Today is Friday, August 9th, 2019, and you guys will probably remember that in Plaza Pizza behind me in Secaucus, on the bathroom, they put this stupid sign, you know, men, women, and transgendered people, the people who are confused about their sexuality. And I expressed some dismay over that sign because, listen, it's stupid, this whole concept of like, you don't know if you're a man or a woman. That's just complete retardedness, okay? It's a sickness. It's a psychiatric sickness. There's no doubt about that, right? It's known in the APA Medical Psychological Association book as dysphoria. I forgot the name. So it's a legitimate medical condition. But what's happening is that because people were committing suicide from being bullied, what is this guy doing? I hate when people don't know how to drive. What people started doing instead was, in order for people to stop killing themselves, if you will, they were like, oh, you know, we accept you, you're accepted, blah, blah, blah. And now the end result is that, you know, it's gone beyond acceptance to trying to force everyone to accept it as if it's normal, right? And it's not normal. Now, just because it's not normal doesn't mean that I'm going to treat someone poorly or disrespect them. If you want to dress like a woman and you're a man, that's your life, that's your problem, I don't care, right? If you're gonna do it in front of my kids because that's, hey, that's your life, hold on, that's your right to do that, to dress, you know, the way you want. But to force an entire civilization, society, to have to put, oh, because you're offended because the door fucking says man, woman, and you don't know which one you are, then fucking pick one. Are you a man or are you a woman? All right? But because you know, you think you're the opposite sex, we have to put one in between. That doesn't even make sense. You're a man who thinks you're a woman. Okay, then go to the woman's bathroom. Or accept the sign that says man, woman, and you're the woman. Why do you want something that distinguishes you from either man or woman? You're one of the two, right? Anyway, but I'm against the sign because they're trying to force it on society. And I also think that, you know, it's unnecessary, especially since my kids have to walk in there. And although I've had conversations with them, you guys, about this topic way before they saw the sign, still, there could be other younger kids who maybe have never seen it before. And our children should not have to be exposed to these kinds of conversations, especially for something that represents less than 1% of the population in the United States. Heck, let's say I'm wrong, less than 10% of the population of the United States. Okay? And then finally, it's not necessary to have a man, woman, and transgendered sign. Just put fucking restroom. That way everyone is welcome. Okay? So I took a stand and I went to the guy and I was like, you know, I was very polite. I didn't raise my voice and I spoke and I said, hey, you know, why do you have that sign up there? And he was like, I don't know. It's the only sign that was available. Probably a bunch of bullshit, right? He probably bought it thinking, oh, you know, people are gonna like it, ha ha ha, or some shit. And, you know, I said, well, you know, I expressed my concern. My kids come here. We've been coming here for a while. And he said to me, all right, I'll tell you what, if you get a sign, I'll put it up there. I went and I bought the sign. It says restroom, okay? And he was surprised. He didn't think I'd come back. But when I came back, he was like, all right, you'll see it up there next time you come. I appreciate it. That's it. I'm done. Today is Saturday, August 10th, 2019. I tell these kids to clean the room, and this is what Michael does instead.
I'm saving the fishy.
What do you mean you're saving the fishy?
He's drowning.
Clean the damn bedroom.
Okay.
Fish is drowning. Bro, you're gonna get that water all over the floor.
You are the floor.
You are the floor. Gosh. At least your sister's cleaning.
I mean, I cleaned.
Come on, guys, let's go. Get this done. Let's go. No more playing.
I pooped his pants. I didn't poop my pants. I diarrhea in my pants.
What? Those pants?
No, these. I'll show you the.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me see.
Oh
my gosh.
It smells bad.
Bro, I'm leaving.
My stomach hurts. Can we go to Laurel Hill Park?
Bro, your stomach hurts. So we're not going anywhere. Finish cleaning. Morning, guys. Today is Monday, August 12th, 2019, and was just thinking about how I've reduced the number of medicines that I am taking, and the moral of the story is be mindful of what medicines you're taking and whether or not you really need them. And I say that because a year ago I was taking loratadine for allergies, 10 milligrams, pseudoephedrine. I used to take 120 milligrams of that, believe it or not, but then I worked down to 60 to 30 to 10, and then eventually just got rid of it because that shit is addictive. But again, loratadine, pseudoephedrine. I was taking Dexalent in the morning for acid reflux and heartburn, which I never had heartburn. Omeprazole at night for the same thing. So now we're at 4, I think, right? Loratadine, pseudoephedrine, Dexalent, omeprazole. And then, of course, my medicine for psychiatric care, which I definitely need and am thankful for, the Lexapro and the naltrexone. What else was I taking? I think that's it. But now I'm down to just the loratadine, the Lexapro, and the naltrexone. So I was taking pseudoephedrine unnecessarily, Dexalent unnecessarily, and omeprazole unnecessarily. And I was doing it because the doctors prescribed them, and you know, hey, listen, they were trying to figure out what was the cause of my cough. I did have some type of a stomach issue where it looks like there was evidence of acid reflux. Once I had the surgery for the hiatal hernia that I had, I figured, do I really need this other medicine? And I stopped taking it to see what would happen, especially once I realized that my cough wasn't based on the acid reflux, but rather something here in the sinus area and the back of my palate, which is above the tongue. And yeah, so I stopped. Jesus, that scared the shit out of me. Whew. I'm glad you got that on video. But the point is that I stopped. I guess that's what I'd look like if I would ever be fucking shot by a machine gun, huh? Man, that was fucking scary. Anyway, but the point is that, I might look at that on video. The point is that, yeah, check what medicines you're taking periodically. Do you really need them? If not, get rid of them. That's it. Hey guys, it continues to be Monday, August 12th, 2019. And I just wanted to share with you an effective way for losing weight. I've tried many things in the past. Some things have worked, many haven't. One thing that has worked for me was the Atkins diet, where you pretty much eliminate carbohydrates from your diet, such as pasta, rice, bread, cookies, potato chips, ice cream, pretty much all the good stuff. And you only have like one meal or snack per week, where it's like a cheat meal, if you will. I did lose weight doing that. I lost probably 25 to 30 pounds, or maybe even 40. I used to weigh 205, and then I went all the way down to 174 doing Atkins. But then once I stopped doing Atkins and gradually, you know, going back to a normal diet, I gained some of the weight back. I went up to 184, 185, so I gained 10 pounds, and I've been treading there ever since. I tried the fasting diet, where you only eat, where you don't eat rather, for like 12 hours, and then you only have a small window within which to eat. Didn't really have much success with that. Maybe lost 4 or 5 pounds, but then stopped there. And I didn't really feel that that was, you know, long-term possible. It seems to work for other people. It didn't work for me. The Atkins I didn't like because, again, it worked short-term, but long-term, I mean, are you really going to be without rice for the rest of your life? Are you really going to be without spaghetti for the rest of your life? More than likely not. So as a short-term solution for losing a lot of weight, if you give it a good 6 months to a year and you're strict with it, yeah, you'll lose the weight. But then you have to, like, whatever. Anyway, finally, what I will say has worked for me, or actually I don't know that it's working, but it makes a lot of sense. I just started it, but I'm not really doing it, is the idea of counting calories and lifting weights. So you know, what I do is I have an app that tracks the amount of calories I can eat per day, and I give myself a limit. I believe my limit is like 2,400 maybe per day, and then I just eat no more than that. And I have lost some weight, but have been mostly maintaining weight. I gained, after I tried that fasting diet, I wound up gaining like a lot of weight, because then I started like eating a lot, and I went up to like 190, I want to say, and had a hard time losing the weight. But then I hold on. But then I started doing the calorie, watch thing, and I lost, I went back down to my normal weight, which is 184, or I'd say my standard weight. But what I do believe is that if I were to start lifting weights and counting calories, I would lose a lot of weight. What I'm not doing is the lifting weights part, because I'm just not in my mind right now. I'm happy with my weight. Your mom is happy with my weight. I don't feel fat. I am overweight, but I'm not like obese, so I'm okay with it. But in conclusion, what I think does work very well and is healthy for you is counting your calories, because you can eat whatever you want. Like right now I'm heading to McDonald's. I'm not gonna have like a fucking Whopper or Big Mac with French fries and a Coke. Although feasibly, if I wanted to, I could. I just couldn't really have anything else for the rest of the day. However, you can eat things that taste good without like killing yourself, and maintain weight and possibly even lose weight. The secret sauce, however, is lifting weights. Lifting weights is great because if you think about it, it's not a lot of work. Cardio is a lot of work. You got to really exert yourself. But lifting weights, as long as you lift weights and challenge yourself to increase weights little by little, it's not that bad. So that works really well. Take care. So just to kind of illustrate my point, this morning I had for breakfast a shot of coffee, which by the way I recommend shots of coffee, like espressos instead of full cups of coffee. I've noticed that that's helping a lot with the cough. And I also had for breakfast a Starbucks ham and cheese croissant. Total calorie intake was about 350. Now for lunch I'm gonna have a McDonald's cheeseburger, not a big one. It's one of those small cheeseburgers where you can get like 2 for like $3. I'm gonna have one of them now, and then the other one I'll have maybe in a few hours or for dinner, etc. So these are ways to enjoy food but not eat a lot of calories. And I'm tracking it here on this app. Do it.
It hurt. So I covered them so I don't have to see them.
Today is Wednesday, August 14, 2019, and my girl's going to her first ever overnight summer camp. Hillsong University summer camp.
Am I going to Camp Wapalani?
In Lake Champion.
Too heavy. Want to hold it?
No, thank you. Of course the dog pooped, but since it's Bella's first day of camp,
That's poop love.
we're gonna let Michael pick it up.
That's poop love right there.
And we are on our way to drop off. Oh wait, I want to take the stupid dog.
You want to take the stupid dog?
Yeah. It's where's his thing? Alright, and we're officially off. Stupid
Probably gonna go
dog.
to sleep on the bus.
Maybe. Most people probably will. You excited? Alright. Alright, let's have another conversation. Baptism. So while you're at camp, you're gonna have the option to get baptized. You have my permission to do it if you want to, alright? So if you feel that you want to do it, then do it. Okay, don't feel like, oh, I don't know if I should or shouldn't because daddy might say no. No, you could do it, alright? You have my permission. But understand a couple of things. So this isn't your only time going to camp. this is the first of, like, you know, a few times that you'll have the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So if you want, you might want to see what it looks like this year, or you might just want to do it. Whichever one you want is perfectly fine. Okay. The other thing too is, you know, baptism isn't something that you do just once in life. You can baptize. You know, you could get baptized again as a recommitment, if you will, in the future. So don't feel like, oh no, you know, if I do it and it's done wrong, then, you know, whatever. No, you could do it again. You know, in fact, more than likely in life, you will do it again, right? The third, what is baptism, so that you understand what it is and the importance of it, so that way, you know, if you do choose to do it, you'll understand what it is that you're doing. So baptism pretty much is you're saying, you know what, I want to, you know, live differently from other people. You're making a public statement to those who are there present, right? And saying that, you know, I'm a Christian, but not just that I'm a Christian, because that's just a title, right? What baptism means is that you're choosing to have a relationship with Jesus, right? And with God. Well, Jesus and God are synonymous, they're the same thing. But that you're choosing to have an active relationship with Jesus. So you know how daddy and mommy, like, you know, we strive to have this active relationship with Jesus, where, you know, we serve in church, where we're helping people, trying to love on people, where we try to live our lives in ways that are consistent with our faith, right? That doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes, because you will, right? That's the whole purpose of the gospel, which is that we're not perfect, and that's why we need God in our lives, because of the sacrifice that was made on the cross on Calvary, so that way, regardless of our sin, we can still have a relationship with our Creator, you know, when we now that we're living, but also in the future when we die and ultimately are one again with our Creator, right? Because when you die, your soul goes back to where it came from, right? So in conclusion, understand that baptism is an important decision, so it's not something to be taken lightly, right? Don't do it just to do it. Respect it, but know that it's a commitment. It's a commitment to living, you know, a particular way, different from your friends. And what does that mean, by the way? Because I don't want you to think that means like, oh, now I can't hang out or something like that. No, it means that, like, especially when you get older, because right now you're young, so you don't have a lot of these, you know, things to worry about, although you're starting to experience some of it, right? So for example, you know, the no boyfriend thing, right? Why is that? Because you got to respect yourself, right? And in the future, you know, when your friends are like, oh, I got, you know, I have a boyfriend, and we're gonna have sex for the first time, or he's gonna do this to me, or I'm gonna do that, you know, you're choosing as a Christian to live differently from that, to respect yourself, to respect your body, to respect what sex is supposed to be, right? Which is between one man and one woman in the context of marriage, right? And choosing to live differently from your friends. Like when your friends are like, this is like when you're in high school, you'll start seeing more of this. But when your friends are like, oh, I'm gonna get shit-faced, I'm gonna get drunk, and blah, 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 right? You know, yeah, okay, you're gonna have a drink and blah, 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 but you're gonna be responsible. You know what I mean? You're gonna be smart, okay? You're not gonna give yourself to the world, in other words. You know what I mean? You're not gonna live a worldly life. You're gonna live a life that is consistent, you know, with your faith, right? With this idea that we do believe that everything that we see around us, all of creation, was created by a God, a being greater than us, and that we want to live lives that honor that Creator, and we do it for our own well-being too. So In conclusion, baptism is a separation of yourself from the rest of the world, and kind of like saying, you know, I want to live for God. I want to have a relationship with Jesus. And that's what baptism is all about. When you go underneath the water, it symbolizes your death to the world, right? When you rise up from the water, it symbolizes your resurrection into new life. Okay? And in essence, what you're doing is you're doing what Jesus did. He died, right? Was buried. And that's what symbolizes the going under the water. And then he was risen from the dead. That's symbolized by the coming out of the water, right? Which is why you're fully immersed in water. So think it through, right? Don't feel any pressure to do it. Don't feel any pressure not to do it. It's a decision that you make. All right? Any questions?
Nope.
And cut. All right, we're pulling up to the church drop-off.
We're going in a train.
No, going in a bus.
Where's your drink?
I don't know, but I gotta get your money, so let me alright, I'm dropping off the kid. I gotta sign her in and then stop by a bank to get her money.
Why'd you forget?
I'm not gonna forget.
If you do, I'm gonna laugh.
The school bus hath arriveth.
We have to bring our bags with us?
Of course. Of course.
How's it gonna fit?
It's a bag. It'll fit. What thing are you? Laurel 2? Let me see. Laurel 2. Laurel 2. Calling Laurel 2.
Bag's super heavy. Do you think I'll get in trouble if I go sleep on the
Look, it's Jesus. Oh no, it's just Cain.
so heavy?
I don't know if it's time to say goodbye yet. Hey, oh.
I said bye to you like 1,000 times.
Dios los protege y te bendiga. Love you. Be safe. Make sure you go on the right bus. Thank you. Bye, love you. Be safe. I left my handprint on the window. Hopefully she'll look at the handprint and realize that my handprint is there. See my handprint? On the window. On the window. My handprint. And they're off. Aww. Oh, frijol, whoa. Bye. Love you.